Hi guys, Squall here, back with another American Truck Simulator video, Trucking Diaries episode 35. We're in Vancouver, if you remember. This is where we finished last time in Vancouver. We drove about almost 1,000 miles, I think it was, out of Eureka. I think we did that in two parts, got all the way to Vancouver. Today we're going to take a drive, going to take a journey up north to Prince George up here. I don't know if we're going to get to go to Prince Rupert, because if the chance of getting a job from here to here, I think are pretty unlikely, but we'll see what happens when we get there. For now, we shall jump in the cab, like so. Parking brake is on. Let's get us started up. Now, looking at the info on the right there, I've not got much fuel, and my guy is half rested. So we're going to have to take a rest on the way. Let me just check the truck condition. Okay, truck's been repaired. Where is the pickup point? Pickup point is here. There is a fuel station right opposite there. So if we come out of here and do a left and then a right, this way, we can pick up the fuel station and then go and get the job. Job only expires in quite a bit of time, so nothing to worry about on that front. Okay, right, straight out of here. Let's get the side lights on. I like to have side lights turned on all the time. It's a motorcycling habit of mine. When I used to drive motorcycles, I always had the lights on. Am I going the right way here? Okay, let me change the map view. Yeah, we are. Just noticed that sat-nav's orientation is not really changing. Yeah, when I used to ride motorbikes, I used to have the headlights on permanently. Just to keep me safe. Wow, did we just roll back? Just to keep me safe. And as a result, I like having... They've now got day running lights in the UK and Europe, but before that I used to always have some kind of lights on anyway. Fuel station is up here, I believe. That sat-nav, just thinking about what happened there with the sat-nav, it kind of felt like it wasn't rotating until I got out of the pickup point onto the road, and then it started rotating. That was kind of weird. Alright, let's grab some fuel. Parking brake set. Let's fill it up. Notice the sign over there doesn't show the prices. Would you fill up at a gas station that didn't actually show the price? Don't think I would. Love the audio effects. There we go. Right. Let's get out of here. Right turn. Clean through on green, beautiful. No speed limit, you notice. I'm going to assume it's 30. I'm going to assume the road's slightly broken here. It's not been tagged properly. Pretty certain it's going to be 30 miles per hour. Yeah, so we'll pick this thing up, we'll head north, and then we'll talk about stuff. As ever. I think I need to get in the left lane at this point. Yeah, a good visual clue for the speed limit is what the other trucks are doing. And the guy behind me was doing 30. Oh. Look at that lowrider. Old school. Here we go, pickup points on the left. What is it, bitumen? I think the trailer is something like motel signs. It's something pretty unusual. Come on. Oh, okay, alright. Did he just put his hazards on? I think the vehicle behind him just hit him. Where's the pickup point? Oh, it's this one. That's the pickup there, but the I've seen this before in American Truck Sim. It brings you in one entrance and the other entrance actually contains the job pickup. This exact situation has happened before. There we go. Motel signs, 40 tons, so this is pretty heavy. However, this one is a fragile cargo with a high value. I don't know why motel signs have a high value. Maybe they sprayed them with gold paint or something. But, whatever. We'll take it. Might as well reverse all the way back. There we go. Very easy pickup point. No obstacles here. Love the sound of that engine. Let's just guide her in. Drop the clutch. Cruise it in. Beautiful. Let's set the parking brake here and have a quick look. Ooh, wow, look at this. This is awesome. Motel vacancy. Visitors... That's brilliant. That's like 6 signs. They look like a lollipop shape. That's pretty cool. Pop the beacons on. They've actually got a beacon on the trailer. We've got oversized load. We've got signs sticking off the left and the right here. So we are going to actually have to be careful with this. I don't know what the bounding box is like. The clip box. But there's a very real possibility that we could damage the trailer. If we're not careful with it. Hence, I guess, why they are willing to pay so much money, and it is 40 tons as well, so this thing's gonna be... Oh yeah, look at this! This is gonna be a fun journey, I can feel it. I can definitely feel the weight of this. I think the trick here is to just take our time. I'd rather get there late and safe. Because the damage penalty on this could be very substantial. Once it says it's fragile, you get the bonus, but if you pick up any damage, you really get hit. My big fear here is the AI driving into us. Wow, this traffic. What the heck? Is this rush hour? What time is it? 11:38 AM. I think we may have to encourage them, shall we say. Wait for a little gap in the traffic and then stick our nose out. Good grief, come on. It's like unbreakable traffic. Wow. This is constant. Right, can you let me out, pal? No? Can you let me out? No? Look, we're on the zone where they're kind of braking to let me go, but... Thank you! At last! Stay there, pal, stay there, stay there, stay there, don't hit me! Okay, that's not great, but I can work with that. Just. Or maybe I can't. This is not the start I hoped for. Alright, I think the best policy here is going to be to turn right, because anything else isn't going to lead to damage. Yeah. You'll have to wait for me now. Wow, this traffic. There's nothing coming the other way. And you know what? Actually, what? No. We'll end up in the same position. If I'd have come out of there, maybe it would have worked better. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go down the middle here. I need to find a turnaround point. There's actually a natural loop in the road down here. So if we turn right here and follow it round, we'll get back out that way. It's not ideal, we're losing time, but what can you do? Right, so I asked you guys in the last video to vote on a what to do about Eurotruck, if you like, whether to start a new career, or whether to put together sort of random videos. You know, I asked for your feedback. We had over, even when I'm looking now, 2,300 votes, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for that. If you voted, thank you very much for your feedback. I had to sit down and read through a whole lot of comments as well, as I said I would. And by quite a large majority, the result was that you guys said that you want to see a new career profile for ETS and base a Trucking Diaries off that, which I will admit kind of surprised me. I didn't think you'd want that, to be honest with you. I know some of you did, but I didn't think all of you would. Well, not that number anyway. I think we were looking at 59% or something. So yeah, a definite 2/3 majority wanted a new career playthrough in Eurotruck. The kind of looking through the comments, the debate really was around, some people were saying definitely do it with pro mods, do it with Rust map. There were some comments saying just do it vanilla, you know, don't do pro mods, don't do Rust map, just do vanilla. And my thought on that was I didn't really see the advantage of that. I didn't see the advantage of, you know, because pro mods and Rust map are pretty well established maps. They're very good quality. You know, pro mods and Rust map, pro mods in particular is very high quality. Rust map is good quality. But Rust map also has some pretty interesting things in it. Like traffic accidents in the middle of the road and you know, various bits and pieces which I won't say because I don't really want to spoil it if you've not seen it, because, you know. But it definitely does have some interesting stuff. No speed limit, so I've no idea what speed to go. So yeah, it looks like that's going to be the way anyway. It's going to be a Trucking Diaries EU, starting off with a brand new career. I'm going to assume a higher speed limit at this point. But I am going to put in pro mods and Rust map, because like I say, they are pretty stable map extensions, and I don't see why we would not have them. I think it gives us far more world to explore. You know, we could go all the way up to Iceland, we can go all the way east into Moscow, all the way south, down to the south of France. You know, the amount of space that we've got to drive on is just phenomenal. And it also, now ProMods also incorporates the Hungarian map, I think? Yeah, it's Hungarian map. Which used to be a standalone map, which has a lot of detail in and around Hungary. You know, it's beautiful driving around there. So I don't see a reason not to do that. I think what I'll do is I'll start off with stock trucks. Actually, should I start with stock trucks or not? I don't know. I don't know. I could bring in something like... Oh, I'd tell you what I could do. I could bring in like a Scania RJL or something like that. Or an old school Scania. Or an old school Volvo FH. Something like that, just to make it a bit more retro. I could do that. Maybe not out the door initially, but I could do it later. That might be fun. I don't know. Let me think about that one a bit more. I still don't know what the speed limit is. I'm going to go 55 on this. But yeah, anyway, the EU Trucking Diaries, or Trucking Diaries EU, consider that a go. Give me some time to prep for that. I need to create a profile for it, select the mods I want to use. I want to make sure I use mods that are stable, well established, and are updated frequently when they change, you know, because things are always changing in the Euro truck world. Wow, 40 tons! Come on! Come on, Kenny, you can do this. Yeah, so just give me a bit of time to get that together and consider that a go. I will do that. But I will not, repeat, not be dropping Trucking Diaries USA. It will not compromise what we're doing here. This will continue. Doesn't like 18. Let's go 16. This will continue as is. Maybe we'll go for... Maybe we'll go for 1 or 2... I'll definitely try and... Right, my goal will be 1 video on ATS and 1 video on ETS every week, as a minimum. I will try and do more. I will try and sit down and record 2 ATS and 2 ETS in one sitting, so that we've got that every week. I'll try and do that. But I don't want to make promises I can't keep, so that's... Let's just say 1 each minimum per week. We'll start with that, and then I'll try and do more. I've got other stuff I want to do on the channel. There's a lot of X-Plane stuff I want to bring in. Train sim stuff is going to come shortly. I want to get back into the train sim. And then of course we've got the bus sim, stroke OMSI things to consider as well. So there's plenty of things I want to do. We've also got Dovetail Gang's Flight Sim School coming out. I think at the end of the month. I think. So I want to take a look at that, because I know there's a whole bunch of you guys that watch that like the idea of flight simming, but just don't have a clue or are very intimidated about how to get into that. Now, doing some kind of a flight school is something I've always wanted to do, but I know how much effort that is. It's like a huge undertaking. And so I think maybe I could use Flight Sim School as a way, as a mechanic, as a playthrough to show you how to do things. That might work. I mean, there's a vast amount to learn in flight simulation. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, I'm learning all the time still, and I've been doing it a few years, so there's, like, a lot to learn. But Flight Sim School will allow me to do some of it. Why is that guy suddenly slowed down, then? That was a bit weird. And the rest I can kind of pick up. I mean, it's my intention to show you guys how to set up X-Plane from the ground up, so... because X-Plane is a really good platform, and the advantage X-Plane has is there's a whole lot of stuff you can get for free. So it's kind of nice to be able to just install something, you just buy it, install it, and then go and get a load of free stuff and make it look good for free. You know, X-Plane has that advantage. Yes, you can get things on P3D and FSX for free. FSX you might as well consider to be a platform that's going away. If you consider that it's not being maintained very much now. Dovetail have already moved on to the new one, which is the Dovetail Gang's Flight Simulator, which is due out later this year. And pretty much at that point, you can expect them to just never do anything again on FSX. So it's not worth focusing on FSX. But P3D is more expensive, particularly if you go for the Pro license, which doesn't give you anything extra over the academic license. It's just that if you know, legally speaking, if you don't qualify for an academic, then you should be getting the Pro. But that's like $200 for Pro. X-Plane, on the other hand, is, you know, licensed for use both as training, like proper professional training, that you can use it for that. Although not the one you can get on Steam. I think you can buy a professional license. There is a build, I think, they use for professional purposes. But it's the same engine inside. But you know, it's that good. It's good enough to teach pilots on, put it that way. But also, it has the advantage of it being licensed for consumer purposes, as in entertainment, which is not something P3D is licensed for. You know, you're not allowed to have fun in P3D is the joke, but in the reality is, it's not. You're not allowed to make. You know, if I made a video on P3D where I'm just doing a barrel roll and crashing into the ground, that would be considered entertainment and would be a break of the license. If I use it to show you guys how to fly and how to learn an aircraft, that's fine. It's just a quirk of history. You know, there's a lot of stuff on it if you want to read up on it, but historically P3D, you know, came from the FSX roots, as it were, but the agreement was that, or the license allows them to only make it for non-entertainment purposes. It's a bit weird, but it's how it is. X-Plane doesn't have any of that baggage and is 64-bit, so it's actually quite a nice platform. It's being very, very much developed. 10.5 is out soon with some new autogen stuff, which allows it to automatically generate buildings in a much better way. So that's cool. Let's get in the left lane, I think, up here. Oh no, let's stay in this creeper lane. Crawler lane, not creeper lane. Creeper lane, what the heck? Oh no, we'll stay in this lane. Looks like we're looping off to the left, that's fine. So anyway, TLDR is I'll be doing X-Plane stuff and trying to get you guys into it as well, if you want to learn. Okay, what gear's going to work up here? 10? Almost. We're just about holding it in 10. Look at this. Does anybody want a giant lollipop? The weight of this thing. I'm a little bit concerned about the interstate slip road here. I hope it's wide enough for this. This is an oversized trailer. We shall see. So far we've been good. We've not damaged anything. Actually, I'm thinking about resting as well. My guy must need to rest soon. Yeah, he's yawning. There he goes. There he goes. Let me bring up the map here 1 second. Let's see if we can find a rest point. Oh dear. Can we make it that far? That is pushing it. You know what? I'm going to go straight on here because 2 reasons. There's 2 discoverables and they've got a rest point here. So we're going to go there and then we'll loop around. Okay, maybe we won't loop around. Oh, does ATS not have that thing that ETS has where you can just add stuff? You can add waypoints. That's crazy. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to go straight on. It makes sense to rest now. Look at that trailer. Yellow. And it's white. The irony. Okay, it looks like that. Yeah, it's only got a barrier on one side if you notice, so you can work with that. The worst ones are like in Eurotruck when they've got barriers either side, and you've got an oversized load, and it will only just fit in a straight line. And as soon as you take a bend, it starts scraping up against the side of it. What's the fuel consumption like? Okay, we're on like 3/4 of a tank, which isn't so bad. But there's been a fair amount of hill climbing, which will definitely burn the fuel. Right, let's jump across. Oh my life, I can't stop in time. I couldn't stop. I tried pressing the brakes, there was just no way for me to stop on that. To be fair, I was going too quick. I should have approached those lights with much lower speed. So I shall take that fine on the chin. Put that one down to driver error. That's going to come out the bottom line. I think there was an 18 grand profit to be had. I didn't actually see how much they took then. There should be a history somewhere. Like if I go to F8 there for info, That should show me a history of messages. Like, it'll say, ticket cost this much money. I just missed the lights, lol. It should say, ticket cost me this much money, because that was the last thing that happened. Before that, it might say, bank loan 6,000. Before that, it might say, driver brought in $1,600. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool to just press F8 there and just go, hey, look, here's a history of messages you had. Well, I'm in a day cab, so I think ideally we needed a hotel. But in practicality, it doesn't matter in this game. Fuel station there, but we don't need it. We'll be fine. Try and watch we don't take this sign with us. Ah, it's a Kenworth dealer. Interesting. Interesting. Not that my truck is in need of repair or anything, but that's kind of cool. I'm sure they won't mind us sleeping on the forecourt. They got a nice little rest area here at the service station. Right, let's pull up next to this guy. Okay, that's interesting. Look at the size. That just gives you an idea how big this trailer is. I'm gonna have to take up 2 spaces. Look at it! I mean, just that's a normal trailer right there. Which I've almost hit. I've just about touched his trailer. So I'll go knock on his door in the morning and say I'm sorry about that. Let's rest up. Oh no, he's still here! Why is he not gone? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse a little bit. So I definitely don't collide with him. Thought he'd have gone already. Maybe he only pulled up at the same time as me and he's just overslept. Did you see the garage lights come on then? Was that triggered by me or was that a timer? Okay, now we're gonna go right out of here. And then I'm gonna loop around and get that other discoverable. This Kenny engine sure likes to rev. What, 70 limit down here? Something tells me this piece of road has got an error. I'm pretty certain it's not 70 down here, good grief. What that means though is potentially I could drive at 70 and not get a ticket. Right, it wants me to go straight on. Right, I'm gonna go straight on though. There's some nice, interesting trailers being hauled by the AI, which is good to see. I really wish it wouldn't do... Like, this has been in there since the start of the game. If you rev the engine while you've got the, It's weird. So, I've got it in gear, but my clutch is depressed. And yet, because my parking brake is on, when I throttle up, it tells me your parking brake's on. I kind of feel that it should only do that if I actually try to engage the clutch as well. Because then I'm trying to put power through the wheels. Whereas if I just rev the engine, I'm not putting power through the wheels, so why do I need to know the parking brake's on? Just one of those little niggles, you know? Not a showstopper, it's just a little bit annoying. Because I like to have that dialogue never visible as best as I can. I kind of feel this here is a bit more immersive, yeah? If I start getting pop-up 2D dialogues, I lose that immersion. So I don't want it coming up when I don't want it coming up, kind of thing. It doesn't need to. That's my doorbell. In case you're wondering what that ding-dong is. I've got a doorbell, which is like an electronic chime thing, and it's plugged into the wall socket behind the door, but it comes with a remote one, which takes a battery, and that one I have in my little game studio, and it just about has enough range so that if somebody presses the doorbell button on the door, like the one in my office, my little game studio rings, which is great because it means when I'm in here and there's nobody in the house, I know if somebody's at the door. But when I'm recording, it's really bad. And you might say, well, why don't you turn it off while you're recording? Which sounds like a great idea. With one subtle flaw, I would always forget to turn it back on. I'd probably go like a week and not realise. So I just have to suck it up when I'm recording.